kids and go to church, laugh, and applaud his lies and his continued defamation of a woman who, according to a jury of his peers, he sexually abused and defamed.
Okay. We already covered that. And again, you guys want to have
as good a job as Caitlin Collins did trying to fact check him, it is impossible to fact check fully because he lies so shamelessly.
And also, she doesn't know anything. That's another issue.
Also, she doesn't know anything. Also, every politician you interview lies like that. There's no bigger liar right now than Joe Biden.
Usually you're helping them lie, so it seems easier.
Yes.
You're not.
Now, many of you think CNN shouldn't have given him any platform to speak, and I understand the anger about that, giving him the audience.
You just got a taste of one of our latest clips. Hold tight because we'll be rolling the full segment for you right before we wrap up this video. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe for more amazing content, and drop a comment below. We love hearing from you, and we'll make sure to get back to you. The recent outcry against CNN for interviewing Donald Trump is not only misplaced, but highlights a glaring hypocrisy in media coverage. The mainstream media has often been accused of bias, particularly left-leaning bias, and this scenario presents an exceptional example of the very same. The fact is, Trump is a leading figure in the Republican Party, and as such, commands a significant portion of the American political landscape. Ignoring him, or failing to report on his perspectives, would be a disservice to journalism and public discourse. As a conservative Republican and a supporter of Donald Trump, I recognize the necessity for the media to cover all spectrums of political opinion, regardless of how controversial they may be. The idea that Trump's interview should be censored because it could be damaging to the sensibilities of one political side undermines the principle of free speech. It's paramount that media outlets such as CNN, despite their own leanings, provide a platform for all political leaders, especially those with considerable support like Trump. Critiques concerning the inability to fact-check Trump during the interview suggest an underlying issue with the current media climate, wherein selective accountability exists. If the concern truly lies with the truth, then all political figures should be held to the same standard of rigorous fact-checking, including President Joe Biden and others. Media shouldn't cherry-pick who to scrutinize based on ideological convenience. Furthermore, the insinuation that Trump's statements were outright lies without offering concrete counterpoints is problematic. A more effective approach that media could take is to present robust fact-checking in real time or provide detailed analyses post-interview. In doing so, the public is equipped with information to make their own informed opinions rather than being nudged towards a predetermined conclusion. It's also quite cynical to claim that CNN's interest in interviewing Trump was solely for ratings and financial gain. While media companies indeed operate on revenue generated by viewership, reducing journalism to mere profit-seeking fails to consider the role of media in a democracy. Providing information about potential leaders is integral to the electorate making informed decisions. Lastly, the argument that the audience for Trump's messages consists of people who are already supporters is a narrow view. Exposure to different perspectives is the bedrock of democratic discourse. Those who oppose Trump still benefit from understanding his viewpoints, as they are representatives of a significant slice of the American populace. Dismissing these views, or worse, attempting to suppress them, only deepens the divide. In conclusion, the interview with Trump was not only within the rights of CNN, but was consistent with their obligation to inform the public. As conservative supporters of Trump, we believe in vigorous debate and fair representation across media platforms. Any move to silence differing voices is a step away from the democratic ideals upon which America is built. It's critical that we preserve the integrity of our discourse by allowing all voices, particularly those of significant influence like Donald Trump's, to be heard.
Kids and go to church, laugh, and applaud his lies and his continued defamation of a woman who, according to a jury of his peers, he sexually abused and defamed.
Okay. We already covered that. And again, you guys want to have
As good a job as Caitlin Collins did trying to fact check him, it is impossible to fact check fully because he lies so shamelessly.
And also, she doesn't know anything. That's another issue.
Also, she doesn't know anything. Also, every politician you interview lies like that. There's no bigger liar right now than Joe Biden.
Usually you're helping them lie, so it seems easier.
Yes.
You're not.
Now, many of you think CNN shouldn't have given him any platform to speak, and I understand the anger about that. Giving him the audience, the time, I get that. But this is what I also get. The man you were so disturbed to see and hear from last night, that man is the front runner for the Republican nomination for president. And according to polling, no other Republican is even close.
And so we would have been derelict in our duty to not interview the guy, because that's how news works.
Oh.
And I know I'm supposed to protect the left's feelings, people who vote for Democrats. I'm supposed to be protecting your feelings from the news, but we actually have to do this because we only care about money at CNN, just like MSNBC, Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. We only care about money, and we knew Donald Trump was a ratings getter, and that's why, by the way, that's why MSNBC used to show, Chris Hayes would show Trump's empty podium for an entire hour instead of showing a speech by Bernie Sanders, because all they care about is money and ratings. And to pretend like somehow CNN cares about anything else except money and ratings, and that they ever cared about anything else besides money and ratings, is an insult to my intelligence. Okay.
That man you were so upset to hear from last night, he may be president of the United States in less than 2 years. And that audience that upset you, that's a sampling of about half the country. They are your family members, your neighbors, and they are voting. And many said they're voting for him. Now, maybe you haven't been paying attention to him since he left office. Maybe you've been enjoying not hearing from him, thinking it can't happen again. Some investigation is going to stop him. Well, it hasn't so far. So if last night showed anything, it showed it can happen again. It is happening again. He hasn't changed, and he is running hard. You have every right to be outraged today and angry and never watch this network again. But do you think staying in your silo and only listening to people you agree with is going to make that person go away?
Yes, you told me that. You told me deplatforming
Many of you
works.
have expressed
Yes, I was told deplatforming works. That's
Now I feel bad for the morons that are upset they platform Trump, because all of them, deplatforming works. And he's going, do you really think staying in your silo is going to... Yeah, that's what you promised them.
So when I interviewed a Boogaloo Boy, I was considered to be Hitler. But what he's doing, it's like, well, you can't stay in your silo. You have to talk to these people. So again, I was 3 years ahead of the regular press.
Remember that journalist who interviewed Osama bin Laden back in the day? I used to accuse him of being in Al-Qaeda for platforming.
For platforming?
First degree platforming.
anger and disappointment. Many of you are upset that someone who attempted to destroy our democracy was invited to sit on a stage in front of...
That's it. That's the whole thing.
I love how they have to talk to these like imbeciles.
Yes.
Like, the people that are...
They have to explain to people how news works. Hey, we actually cover the guy who's going to be the front runner.
They spend so much time destroying what it is that they now got to explain to them how it works.
Yeah, how news works again.
That's bravo. I love it.
Check out my new stand-up special, COVID Lies Are Funny, at jimmydore.com. Only $10. Become a premium member. We're going to be on tour in Northampton, Massachusetts, Syracuse, Cohoes, New York, Hartford, Los Angeles, Bakersfield, California, Baltimore, Maryland, and